September 21st, 1987.
If you hadn't heard, Faith, the game created by Airdorf in 2017, finished its trilogy this year with its long-anticipated Chapter 3, and with it, a collection of all 3 games in Faith, the Unholy Trinity. I have been long awaiting this game's release since it was announced, and have now almost 100% the game. Recently, after browsing the local files of the game, I discovered that Airdorf left in some, in his words, goodies in the files. I looked for any info online about these, and the most I could find is users telling others to view it on their own, so I decided to document and upload them so more could see them, as I think it's really interesting. Spoilers, obviously, for all 3 Faith games. Starting off, we have the folder named Faith Related, and my personal favorite video. This is a mod of Silent Hill 1 replacing the main character model of Harry Mason with a 3D model of Father Garcia, a friendly character in Faith Chapter 2 and 3. There is also a GIF of a 3D cross, and a GIF of the loading screen from Silent Hill 1, but with Garcia's model instead, holding the cross. I assume this is a mod that Airdorf made himself, as I can't seem to find it anywhere else online. Next up, we have a video titled FaithVR_Test01. Have a look. We also have 2 pictures of Michael's model and a photo titled Cap_FaithVR Preview. I have no idea if this is a joke or if Airdorf is actually intending on creating a VR Faith, but it seems very early in development if the latter is the case. Next are some GIFs and images that are used in the main game or used in promo images. Next, and very interestingly, we have some mock-ups and I assume concept art of Faith, starting with this image of different designs of different demons in Chapter 2. Interestingly, we can see a design of a demon-colored sprite of the main character, John, which could imply an evil version of him. Next, we have a mock-up of an in-game screen in Chapter 3 of John sitting in his car, deciding where to go that day. That has implications that early on in development you could choose which building to go to when, rather than one day after the other. The art is cool too. Here are some sketches of what will later be designed as the crypt under the daycare. Finally, we have some miscellaneous items in this folder, like this picture of a dog. Aww. And this picture of a dog. There's also this image of a rough pixel sketch of something. We also have this GIF of a butterfly, which is used during the scene where John is drugged in Chapter 3. Finally, we have this pixel grid of John's character. Next, we have a smaller file titled Memes, and we get a stunning return of Silent Hill Garcia. Next is a 3D model of John and a pixel art of the YouTuber Sirpello. Finally, we have a few more memes like Gary pondering his orb, RTX Reflections, Pet the Michael, Thanks, The Boys, and this.
Morbius.
Thanks, Airdorf. Next we have the miscellaneous folder with some interesting photos, like this picture of a dog. Aww. And this picture of a... We also have these two videos, which don't make a lick of sense to me. Moving on, we have these screenshots of what appear to be different games, but I discovered these are photo mock-ups created by Airdorf and were submitted to the Twitter account. This game does not exist, or the games are fake. A collection of fake mock-ups of video games that are, as the name implies, not real. Interestingly, some of these mock-ups were never posted by the Twitter account, either by choice of Airdorf or the account's owner. There's also a Faith-style / rotoscope pixel recreation of a screenshot from PT. We also have this oil painting of a church, which is used as a model for a cutscene in Faith Chapter 3. Next up is two WAV files that are very similar.
Mortis. Mortis.
I don't know when or if these would be used in-game, as all voices in-game are generated text-to-speech, so maybe these were never intended to be used. Finally, there are two PDFs that I find very interesting, and the first, titled Ritual Romanum, is a Latin book teaching of exorcism, and the other PDF is an English translation of said book. Reading through it, you can see where Airdorf had learned the process of an exorcism, what takes place, and what is said. These last two folders are mostly footage, so I won't talk as much for these next parts. Next folder is titled Old Faith Footage, and is a collection of videos showing a playtester demo version of the first Faith. Here's that now.
It's like more than more than
In our last folder, we have some of my favorite pieces. This folder is titled Reference Vids, and is full of different recordings Airdorf took that were used for the rotoscoped cutscenes. Here are those in the cutscenes shown. Okay.
He's got a gun. Open fire. More this.
Alright, I lied to you. There's one last thing I have to show you. I wanted to save the best for last. In the Faith-related folder, there is another folder titled Faith Demon Siege, and in that folder is an exe. That's right, there's a game hidden in the files of the Faith trilogy. This game is a wave-based top-down shooter that gets more difficult as it continues, with different enemy types, boss waves, with characters like Miriam, Michael, and the Unspeakable as a final boss. There is a whole shop and upgrade system, and once defeating the Unspeakable, the game tallies up your leftover cash and gives you a final score, ending the game. This was a definitive list of what's in the goodies folder inside the local files of the Faith Unholy Trinity. I wanted to share this with more people as it's very interesting and I always love secrets inside a game's file. Thank you for watching, and remember,